and CSI need you, being the industry, your support. We need to be able so that we can support you. This is a bit the give and take, and I think this is one of the essence why we have organized this workshop. The objective is, how can we make that the two projects that we have are more efficient and more to the help of industry, of stakeholders.
We have some companies here that are leaders in their fields. Kona, we have Siemens, and standards are very much related to technology and to innovative solutions. And it's important that Europe maintains leadership in these two areas. So it's also very important that our companies manage to have a say in standardization processes in these emerging markets. And we know how difficult this is, namely in China. It's still an issue because we have a lot of problems with how standards are being developed in some of these major economies. Are they really effectively following international standards, or they are trying to impose their own standards?
And that's also one of the reasons why I find that projects as from Betty and Dinesh are so important, because they have built up their network, they have an access to a lot of people, and they can immediately react by contacting those relevant people within the network. And this is for me one of the biggest added values of those projects, to be really present, to have the network. Because of a network you don't build that in 6 months' time, and if you wait for 6 months, then you're too late, that's for sure.
I think the important point, and you raise it, is to make sure that the project helps to solve problems that companies face, in particular European companies, when they want to enter these two markets as well. And the issue is always the same, is that you have important companies, the bigger companies that are involved or can be more directly involved in the process, but then you have all the others, the small ones, that are less aware of what is going on. So they are less involved in standardization process, they are even less aware of what is happening in each of the countries in terms of standardization. I definitely think that having an overview of what each country is preparing in terms of standardization is critical, but it's also important that this message is passed in Europe, and that companies that are not so directly involved in the projects can have access to this information.
EU-China could set up specific, key areas, 1 or 2, like medical devices, just based on our members' wish or the need, to see whether there is a possibility to directly work with SEC or the technical committee as a standards drafting area or stage.
What I do is basically, when I get a query, irrespective of any priority sector, I try to address it. If I cannot, I raise it up in the steering committee meeting also. So any topic which comes to me, it is presented to the steering committee, and then we agree, yes, we have to work on this. And that's how we brought up smart city into as one of the priority sectors.
CEN and CENELEC are giving their input into the steering committee to see where the projects need to go. I think that we need to far better organize CEN and CENELEC, capturing the information from our, first of all, the members, having their different people in those countries. What are they doing? What is the information they are gathering? What are the topics they're working on? Secondly, having also the input from our partners, and make sure that we know what are the problems they are facing, what are the issues that they want to see solved, and how they can have an improved market access in those countries. Gather this up and give this as an input to the projects in the steering committee, so that at least everybody agrees to the targets we are putting. Let's go for it. Really count on all of you. I need you. Okay? Thanks a lot, and have a drink.